Letter 1, March 4th, Dear Adrian. I'm writing this because my therapist says that writing things down that you are not ready to say out loud can help the things become smaller. I would like this thing to be smaller. You are not small as a presence in my life. You have never been small. You have always been the specific kind of large that makes everything else arrange itself around you. But the feeling I am trying to address in this letter is currently occupying more of my internal space than seems reasonable or useful. We have been friends for 4 years. That is a fact I keep returning to because it feels important. 4 years of being in each other's orbit. 4 years of the group dinners and the Sunday phone calls. And the 2 times you showed up when something went wrong without being asked, just there, being the exact person you always are. 4 years, and I have managed, for most of them, to simply be your friend without allowing what is also true about how I feel to make things complicated. Then you came over last Tuesday to help me move the bookcase, and you stayed for dinner. And at the end of the evening, you were standing in my doorway in your coat, saying goodnight. And the light from the hall was behind you, and you smiled at me. Your real smile, the one that's slightly crooked, and something in me that had been very carefully managed for a very long time came loose. This is the letter I am writing about that. I am not sending it to you. I am writing it down so that it has somewhere to be that is not inside my chest. I am fine. Everything is fine. I think I just need to write this down and then not think about it for a while. Yours, in the fully platonic, friendship-appropriate sense of the word, Nadia, Letter 4. April 17th, Dear Adrian. It's been 6 weeks since the bookcase evening, and I would like to report that I have fully processed the thing that happened and am back to being a completely normal friend who feels completely normal things about you. This would be an accurate report if I were willing to be inaccurate, which I am not, even in unsent letters, because the whole point of unsent letters is that they're where the honest version lives. You called yesterday to tell me about the job offer, the one in Edinburgh. You wanted to talk it through, and I talked it through with you. And I gave you good advice. I think I told you that you had wanted this kind of work for years, and that the geography was manageable, and that you should take it. And while I was saying all of this very useful and entirely genuine advice, I was also simultaneously aware, in a separate and simultaneous stream, that Edinburgh is very far away, and that Sunday phone calls from Edinburgh will not include you appearing at my door without being asked. I want you to take the job. Please understand that. I want everything that is good for you with a completeness that feels like the most selfless thing I have ever wanted. It is also true that I want you to stay, and that these 2 wants are not comfortably reconcilable, and that neither of them is available to be said out loud to you, the person most directly relevant to both of them. This is a complicated letter. I'm going to go make tea and be your friend tomorrow when you call back with your decision. I am very good at being your friend. I have been practicing for 4 years. Your friend comprehensively, without qualification. Nadia, Letter 7, June 1st, Dear Adrian. You took the job. You've been in Edinburgh for 3 weeks. The Sunday calls are happening, and they're good, and you sound like yourself, the version of yourself that is in the right place, doing the right work, which I recognized immediately because it is the voice you have when everything is aligned correctly. You sound happy in the specific way that is different from fine. It has weight to it and texture, and you laugh more easily. I am also happy, genuinely. Our friendship is intact across the distance in the way that relationships are, the ones that don't require constant proximity, because they're built on something more load-bearing than habit. We talk on Sundays. We message about odd things throughout the week. You sent me a photograph last Tuesday of a bookshop in the old town with a note that said, "You would spend all of your money in here," and you were entirely correct. I am writing this letter tonight because I had a dream about you last week that I have been trying to write my way out of, unsuccessfully. Dreams are not events, I know that. They are the brain doing filing, mostly, and they do not mean what the waking mind wants to make them mean. But the dream was simple and precise. We were in my kitchen, the way we often are, and you looked at me differently than you actually look at me. And when I woke up, the difference felt like a loss. I think I need to be honest with myself about something I have been avoiding. I am not processing this. I am managing it, which is different. Managing means it's still there, contained in letters I don't send, getting neither smaller nor larger, just present. I think I need to do something with it other than write it down. I don't know yet what that is. Yours, in the literal sense now, I think, even if you don't know it, Nadia, letter 10. August 29th, dear Adrian, you're coming back for 2 weeks in September. You mentioned it on Sunday, and I said, that's wonderful, and I meant it, and also my heart did something very particular that I am tired of not having a word for. 2 weeks. You'll stay with Marcus, same as always, and there will be the group dinners and the Sunday in the park and the usual geography of being back in each other's actual presence rather than phone presence. And I have been thinking about it since Sunday in a way that is partly excited and partly something else that I haven't finished naming. I have been considering, seriously, whether to say something. This letter is the 10th one. I have been writing to you for 6 months in this letter format, telling you things I have not said. And what I notice is that each letter assumes the situation will remain static, that I will continue to feel this, that you will continue to not know, that nothing will shift. I am starting to wonder whether that assumption is serving me. My therapist asked me this week what the fear is, specifically under the management. I said it was the friendship, losing the friendship. She said, "Is the friendship currently costing you anything?" I said, "Not having said it is costing me something," she said. "What is the cost of not saying it over time?" I sat with that for a long time. The cost, if I am honest, is this. I am only ever partially present with you. Part of me is always in this other conversation, the one running underneath, the one these letters are, a real friendship. The thing you deserve from me, the thing I deserve from you, would be the full version. And right now, I am giving you an edited one, and I think I have known for a while that it is not sustainable. I think I'm going to say something when you're back. I'm writing it here so that I've said it somewhere first, so that it's been made real in at least this much of a way. I'm terrified. I think it's still the right thing. More next time. Nadia, letter 13. September 18th, dear Adrian. You've been back for a week. I haven't said it yet. I need to account for this because I told you, the you in these letters, that I was going to. And I believe in accountability, even in correspondence you're not reading. What happened is that the first evening, the group dinner, I saw you walk into the restaurant, and the past 5 months of missing you resolved into something so immediate and present that I had to look away for a moment and locate my composure. You came and sat down next to me, which you always do, and you said, "I missed you specifically," which you always say, and the word specifically lands in me differently every time you say it, even though you say it the same way. And I thought, it will be this week. It will happen this week. Then on Wednesday, you told me about a woman in Edinburgh. Her name is Fiona. You're not sure what it is, you said, but there's something there, and you're figuring it out. You said it with the particular, careful way you tell me things you're not sure about, checking to see if I'd think you were being rash, the way you've always told me things. I said she sounded wonderful. I asked all the right questions. I was, in every observable a fully functional friend having a completely normal conversation. I did not say anything after that conversation or in the days since. I'm not writing this from a place of devastation. I want to be clear about that. I feel something complicated that I'm working through. What I mostly feel is a kind of clarification. I had let these feelings exist in a sealed space where they didn't have to meet reality, and now they have met a particular piece of it, and the sealed space has opened a little. I think the letters need to stop. Not the friendship, never the friendship. That is bedrock, and I would never willingly damage it. But the letters, the parallel conversation, the managed feeling, I think those need to go somewhere else. I think I need to actually grieve this and come back to us whole. This might be the last one for a while. I'll tell you that much. Letter 16, February 11th, Dear Adrian, 5 months. I said I wouldn't write for a while, and I made it 5 months, which is the longest gap in this correspondence, and which I am genuinely proud of because it required consistent effort. A lot changed in those 5 months. Fiona didn't work out. You told me this in November, matter-of-factly, no drama. Just that it hadn't been the right thing and you were fine. I said I was sorry and meant it. I asked the right questions and listened properly. I was impredent in the way I'd been trying to get back to the full version friendship, the one without the parallel track running underneath. I've been doing the work, honestly. Therapy, the real kind, where you say the uncomfortable things and then sit with them. I let myself grieve what I'd been carrying, which it turns out I needed to do properly. Not in letters, in actual sessions, saying it out loud to another person who reflected it back. What I found on the other side of the grief was unexpected, the friendship. Just the friendship, clean and present and mine in a way it had felt half mine for over a year. You, Adrian, my friend, clear of the complicated overlay I'd been carrying. Then 3 weeks ago you came to visit, and we went to the museum and then to dinner, and it was easy and warm, and I was simply there with you, not managing anything, not performing friendship while secretly auditing my own feelings from a distance, just present. And at the end of the evening, walking to the tube, you said, very quietly, not looking at me, something has changed with you, not badly. You seem more here, somehow. I said I'd been doing some work. You said it shows, and you said it like a compliment with weight in it. I'm writing this letter because I think there might be a 17th one. I think the 17th one might be the one I actually send. I don't know yet. I know that I am not in the managed feeling place anymore, and I know that what I feel has survived 5 months of deliberate grief and has come out the other side something cleaner and clearer and, which is the unexpected part, still present. I thought grieving it would end it. Instead, it clarified it. More on this soon. Nadia letter 17, March 2nd, sent Dear Adrian. This one is real. I have written you 16 letters across the past year that I never sent. I'm telling you this now because this one I'm sending, and it seems important that you know the context. This is not a sudden thing. It is a very slow, very considered, very honestly examined thing that I am finally prepared to say out loud. I have been in love with you for over a year, possibly longer, if I'm being precise about the word love versus the word falling, which began somewhere in that bookcase evening, and which I have spent considerable time and professional, therapeutic support understanding, processing, and eventually making peace with as simply true about me rather than as a problem requiring management. I am not telling you this to change anything unless you want something to change. I am not telling you this because I expect a particular response. I am telling you because I have spent a year being only partially present with you, carrying this other conversation, this entire parallel correspondence, and I think you deserve the full version friendship, and the full version friendship requires you to know what is true. Whatever happens next, I would like you to know the whole truth of how much I value you, which includes this. You don't have to respond to this tonight or this week. You can take as much time as you need. I will still be here, fully, either way. You have always been worth the honesty, even when the honesty was frightening, especially then. With everything I have, Nadia. He replied within the hour. His message said, I've been trying to find the right words for some version of this for months. I was afraid I was wrong about what I saw. I would like to talk. Can I call you? She wrote back. Yes, call me. He did. It was a very long call. It was the best conversation she had ever had. The letters are framed now, all 17, on the wall of their apartment. It was Adrian's idea. He read them all the night she showed them to him, sitting very still, and at the end he was quiet for a long time. And then he said, I want these somewhere I can see them. I want to remember exactly how careful you were. I want to remember exactly how long this was yours, before it was ours. She said that was possibly the most romantic thing anyone had ever said to her. He said he had been practicing the right thing to say for a year, which she thought was probably an exaggeration. He said it wasn't. The letters hang in the hallway in a single long frame, small and handwritten and full of the particular kind of love that survives its own careful management and comes through the other side, changed but intact. 17 letters, 1 sent, 1 answer. If you are writing letters you haven't sent, to the person you love, to the version of yourself you want to become, to the life you're afraid to ask for, I hope this found you on a night when sending one of them feels possible. The honest things are always worth saying, even when, especially when, the saying is terrifying. Good night.